This program has been rated PG. It contains material that may not be suitable for children under 15 years of age. Parental guidance is advised.
Assalamualaikum everyone, and welcome to First Galaxy Australian Ramadan Diaries. Tonight's discussion is special. We are now entering what many people call the leading nights of Ramadan, at the middle portion of the month where reflection deepens and routines become habits. Earlier nights are about adjustment, but these nights are about consistency. Tonight, we're gathered inside the mosque to talk openly about what Ramadan begins to feel like after the first week passes.
Thank you, MDMA. You know, the first few days of Ramadan always feel exciting, new routines, waking up for suhoor, breaking fast with family. But once we reach these nights, something interesting happens. Ramadan stops feeling like an event, and starts feeling like a lifestyle for the month.
Exactly. The body adapts. The hunger becomes predictable, but the heart's awareness becomes stronger. The leading nights of Ramadan are when discipline quietly becomes part of daily life.
For me, the leading nights always feel calmer than the beginning. At the start of Ramadan, everyone is excited. But by this time, people begin to slow down and reflections. You notice more quiet moments in the mosque. More people staying after prayers. More people thinking about their intentions.
I agree with that. The first nights feel energetic. But these nights feel peaceful. It's like the entire community settles into a rhythm. You wake up for suhoor. You fast during the day. You gather at sunset. And then you come here, to the mosque, at night. It becomes a cycle of patience and gratitude.
And something else happens too. People begin reflecting on how they're changing during Ramadan. Maybe they're speaking more kindly. Maybe they're more patient. Maybe they're spending less time on distractions. These nights become a checkpoint for the heart.
And let's be honest, by this point, everyone has also figured out how to survive the afternoon hunger. Those first few days, tough. But now, the body knows what to expect. And let's be honest, by this point, everyone has also figured out how to survive the afternoon hunger. Those first few days, tough. But now, the body knows what to expect.
That's true. The first week feels like an endurance test, but now it feels manageable.
Let's explore something deeper. Why do you think these nights are called leading nights? What are they leading us toward?
They lead us toward the final part of Ramadan. The final nights are the most spiritually intense. But we cannot reach them prepared without first developing consistency.
Exactly. Ramadan is like a journey with stages. Beginning, adjustment. Middle, stability. End, spiritual focus.
And emotionally, these nights are important because they remind us not to lose momentum. Sometimes people start strong and then slowly relax their effort.
Yes, and they remind us that Ramadan isn't about counting days. It's about improving ourselves little by little.
You know something I love about nights like this? The mosque feels different after Tarawih. Not crowded. Not loud. Just calm.
It's peaceful, like the building itself is resting after prayers.
Moments like these remind us that Ramadan isn't only about daytime fasting. It's about nighttime reflection. These quiet hours are when many people truly connections.
The leading nights of Ramadan are not loud. They're not dramatic. They're quiet, steady, meaningful.
And sometimes the quiet parts of Ramadan are the most powerful. We talked about the early nights of Ramadan and how everyone begins adjusting to fasting and prayers. Now we're reaching the middle of the holy month, which is really important.
Yeah, I always feel like the middle part of Ramadan is when everything becomes more meaningful. The first days help you get used to fasting, but the middle days,
Exactly. By this point, people usually feel more connected to the routine, waking up early for suhoor, fasting during the day, and praying at night.
And also the mosque becomes even more lively. You start seeing more families coming regularly, children learning about Ramadan traditions, and community events.
That's right, when Ramadan reaches the halfway point, many people begin thinking about something very exciting, preparations for Eid al-Fitr.
But before Eid arrives, the middle of Ramadan is really about strengthening your faith. People focus more on reading the Quran, helping others, and improving their character.
And I've noticed something interesting too. In the early days of Ramadan, people sometimes struggle with the fasting schedule. But by the middle of the month, it feels natural.
True. Your body adapts. Your mind adapts. And spiritually you start feeling more peaceful.
Plus the mosque atmosphere becomes more vibrant at night. After Taraweeh prayers, people stay longer to talk, reflect, and share reminders.
Sometimes we even have small study circles where people discuss lessons from the Quran or stories about patience and kindness.
It's also a time when people begin thinking more seriously about charity.
Yes, giving charity during Ramadan is very important. Many people donate food, clothes, or money to help those who are less fortunate.
And that connects directly to preparing for Eid as well.
Speaking of Eid, let's talk about how people start preparing for it during the middle of Ramadan.
Oh, that part is always exciting. Families begin planning what they will cook, who they will visit, and how they will celebrate together.
Children especially get excited because Eid is a joyful celebration after a month of fasting.
Some families start buying new clothes early so everything is ready before the final nights of Ramadan.
And markets become very busy during this time. People are shopping for decorations, sweets, and gifts.
Exactly. And while preparations are happening, people are reminded that Eid is not just about celebration, it's also about gratitude.
Ramadan teaches patience, generosity, and compassion. By the time we reach the middle of the month, we start asking ourselves an important question.
Because the final nights are coming soon, and they are very special.
Exactly. The last part of Ramadan is often considered the most spiritually powerful time.
But let's be honest, the food planning for Eid is also very serious business.
Very serious.
Some families start planning menus weeks in advance.
I've seen lists that are several pages long.
Another thing I love about the middle of Ramadan is how communities organize charity drives and food distributions.
Yes. Many mosques prepare food packages for families who need support.
It's one of the best examples of how Ramadan encourages kindness and unity.
When people work together like that, the whole community feels stronger.
And that spirit carries into Eid celebrations too.
So as we move through the middle of Ramadan, we continue fasting, praying, giving charity, and preparing for the joyful day of Eid.
But before Eid arrives, there are still some very important nights ahead.
The final nights of Ramadan are approaching soon.
And those nights hold deep meaning for many believers.
We'll talk more about that in the next part of our discussion.
Because the final stretch of Ramadan is when many people increase their prayers and reflection.
And that leads us to the most spiritually powerful nights of the month.
So stay with us as we continue exploring the journey of Ramadan together.
Alright guys. Just a quick reminder, in a moment, Imsak will begin.
That means it's almost time to stop eating and drinking before the fasting officially starts for today.
The pre-dawn atmosphere always feels so peaceful. Everything is quiet and calm.
Yes, it's one of my favorite moments in Ramadan. Everyone is preparing their hearts and minds for the fast.
Alright everyone, Imsak is approaching. Please finish your last sip of water if you still have any.
Let's recite the intention together calmly.
Alright everyone, follow along respectfully.
نويت صوم غد عن أداء فرض شهر رمضان هذه السنة لله تعالى.
Alright everyone, that's the wrap up for First Galaxy Australian Ramadan Diaries Season 2 Episode 3A Leading Nights of Ramadan.
We hope this episode helped remind everyone about the importance of preparing our hearts during the blessed nights of Ramadan.
So, happy performing the worship fast, and happy fasting to everyone observing Ramadan. Thank you all for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again in the next episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.